Hi, I'm Steph, and I review everything. And today I want to talk to you about Kevin Murphy's book, A Year at the Movies, One Man's Film-Going Odyssey. But first, thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting. I sure do appreciate it. If you're new here, so am I. I love all things entertainment, and I figured why not share them with you. Your support means a lot to me, so thanks for checking out my channel. Oh my, I love Kevin Murphy. Kevin played Tom Servo on Mystery Science Theater 3000 for a decade, a show for which he also wrote and produced. And I'm a big Mystery Science Theater 3000 and RiffTrax fan, and Kevin is just a gem. He can sing, he can do voices, he has an attitude as big as he is. So when I found out that this book exists, I just had to read it. So a little backstory too, when I was growing up in the 1980s, my dad was the film critic for the local newspaper and TV station. So I got to see a lot of movies. Not as many as my dad did, of course, but I did see my fair share, which was especially fortunate because we didn't have a lot of money. So we got to go see a lot of, they called them sneak previews at the time, where they would show the movie and they would send tickets to the critics around the country to go and see this movie. So we got to go see a lot of movies for free. And my point is, I grew up on movies, and although I'm not an expert, I have a great fondness for film and TV and all forms of entertainment. And I love a decent, comfortable movie theater. I love sitting in the right seats, and I especially love a well-behaved audience. So I began this book expecting it to include a lot of movie reviews. And while Kevin does discuss some of the movies that he saw, that's not the point of this book. So this is the story of Kevin Murphy going to see a movie every day for a full year. The year was 2001, and he saw movies in theaters near his Minnesota home as well as all over the world. He saw movies on airplanes. He saw movies in some really surprising localities. Each chapter of the book highlights a week of his movie going, and he focuses on various topics such as like his idea of the perfect seat, where to get the best popcorn, the experience of seeing a movie outdoors, in an igloo, at the Cannes and Sundance and other film festivals, seeing movies in massive theaters, and seeing a movie in the smallest theater in the world. So he survived frigid temperatures, a kidney stone, foreign languages, snobs, ticket lines, crowds, airline food, terrible movies, IMAX, and taking his little nephew to the theater, and much more just to entertain us. So it's a little weird reading this book in 2022 because a lot has happened since 2001. And the movies are a little outdated now, though some have stood the test of time and are still great movies. He jokes a lot about the megaplexes, which were really taking over rural America at the time. He saw some films repeatedly, like they're listed multiple times, even in the same week, which must have been a bit of a drag, but I guess if your choices are limited and you're committed to seeing a movie every day, you just see what's available. One week he took some lady friends and relatives out for date nights for each movie night of the week. And one of those included Mystery Science Theater 3000 alum Bridget Jones Nelson, who's the wife of Mike Nelson. He speaks so dearly and sweetly about his wife Jane that I found myself envying her a little bit. He's clearly devoted to her, and she is supportive of his unconventional career choices. So this book was written between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and RiffTrax, so I'm not sure what else Kevin had going on then career-wise. I assume he had things to do, but he put a lot of his life on hold to travel around the world and see 365 movies in a year. So when Kevin set out on this odyssey, he could not have foreseen what was coming for September of 2001, and he writes a very touching entry about spending the aftermath of 9/11 on the tiny island of Rarotonga in the Cook Islands. So he was actually in the air en route to Rarotonga when Flight 93 crashed into the Pentagon. And that chapter is moving as he describes the islanders reaching out to support him and sending up prayers and songs for the lives lost in the United States. And, we that were here when that happened don't really know how other nations reacted to it, except for maybe what we saw in the news. So it's a really great little chapter about that. There is a chapter about driving along Route 66 looking for old drive-in theaters. There's a chapter about art films that are supposed to be good for you. There's a chapter about a day spent at Universal Studios to see movie rides. Other chapters focus on professional film critics, documentaries, theaters that serve meals, and things like that. So this book is very Kevin. You can feel his style of humor in the writing. He digs, he takes digs at some things and good naturedly laughs at others. He's a funny man, and if you love movies as much as I do, you'll probably enjoy this book, 20 years old though it may be. As far as I know, my dad doesn't see a movie every day, although he's retired and probably could if he wanted to. But he and my stepmom usually go to like at least a movie a week, so maybe he should write a book about that experience. This is a good, solid book if you, whether you're a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000 or not. I think if you like movies, you would probably get a kick out of this book, and it would give you a little taste of what Kevin Murphy's like and what he's all about. So that's A Year at the Movies by Kevin Murphy. I do recommend it. I think it was a great read. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I enjoyed the whole thing. So anyway, thanks again for your support. Thanks for watching, clicking like, subscribe, all that stuff. And have a great rest of your day.